this is William from Great Affordable Watches, and today I'm gonna talk about Homage versus Replica watches. This is probably one of the most discussed topics in the watch community, and you can see this topic being discussed at most watch forums here in the YouTube section, and so I thought I'd give you my opinion about this topic. And because I have reviewed a lot of Homage watches and I've seen this topic pop up in the comment section of my videos as well. So in front of me here we got two Steinhardt watches, and Steinhardt is known for making Homage watches. We got the Ocean One Legacy on the left and the Ocean One 500 on the right. And the Ocean One Legacy on the left is a homage to the old Rolex 6538, and this one is not a homage to any particular watch, so you can call this a more unique design that lends some design cues from the Rolex Submariner. And we got a lot of different subcategories of homage watches and replicas, and we got homage watches that pay homage to a watch that is being produced today and is available for purchase on the market today, brand new. And we got homage watches that pays homage to an old watch that is out of production for a very long time and is extremely expensive to buy today. And this watch is a very good example of a homage watch that pays homage to a very old watch, the Rolex 6538, and that watch is basically unobtainable and may cost up to $50,000 if you find it on the used market. Steinhardt also makes homage watches to watches that are basically being produced today, not exactly, they take some inspiration and design cues from it. That's the Steinhardt Ocean One. And they basically use the same case as this one, and we can clearly see that this is a very similar case to the older Rolex Submariners. The newer Rolex Submariner doesn't look exactly like this, and so I wouldn't really call it an homage to the newer Rolex Submariners. But the Ocean One, the Steinhardt Ocean One, is pretty infamous for being almost a copy or a replica of the Rolex Submariner, which is not really true, because it doesn't try to be a real Rolex, and it doesn't really trying to deceive or fool anybody for trying to be a Rolex. And a replica watch is a watch that is trying to be, as best as possible, a complete one-to-one copy of the original or the real watch. A replica is a watch that tries to come off as the real thing, even though it's not. So a homage is more of something that pays tribute or takes some design cues from another watch. And another infamous brand that does this is Squale. I'm gonna put a picture here, and they also do homage to the Rolex Submariner. I can't remember the exact name, but I think it's Squale 20 Atmos. I think that's the name, and therefore they're a bit infamous. There is also homage watches like the Tissel Marine Diver that basically takes the exact or almost the exact design, case design, etc. from the Rolex Submariner and puts another name on it. So there are a lot of different types of homage watches, and I think that, for example, the Tissel Marine Diver, it's a bit in the gray zone, because I don't think it's wrong to buy a Tissel Marine Diver, for example. I think it's still a great watch for a great price, but that watch maybe pays a bit too much of an homage to a already available watch, but that's just my opinion. And we got other examples as well that really copy the design but still aren't a replica, like the Tissel. And of course we got the Steinhardt Ocean One that looks very close to the real Rolex Submariner, but got some other design cues and other features, so it doesn't really look exactly like the Rolex. And I think a watch like this that is paying homage to a unobtainable watch that is out of production for a very long time, I don't see why it should be wrong to buy a watch like this. And if you don't have 40k to put on a watch, a vintage used watch, I think this is a great way to put a similar looking watch on your wrist. And even the Steinert Ocean 1, the standard Ocean 1, that looks even more like a modern or new Rolex Submariner, I think it's nothing wrong with buying a watch like that, because it's not a copy, it's not a replica, it's not trying to be the real thing. And I think you shouldn't really care about having a homage watch as long as it's not a replica and trying to deceive you and trying to deceive others for being the real watch. And I think maybe in the gray zone are watches like the Tissel Marine Diver that really looks like a Rolex and takes almost all, if not all, the design from the Rolex or similar watches, and that's a bit in the gray zone. But I think if you like the look of the Tissel, for example, the Marine Diver, I don't think it's wrong to buy it, but they don't really offer anything new or anything exciting. But if you like the look and don't have the money to spend, I can't see a real problem with buying a Marine Diver even. I think that many people really bash Steinert for making homage watches like the Ocean 1 Military, Ocean 1 Vintage Military and Military Red, and even the Vintage and Legacy for being homage to an old watch that is no longer in production. I can't really see the problem with that. And most watches take some design cues and ideas from other watches all the time, and I think many people say, oh, you shouldn't buy a homage watch, but if you don't have the money to spend on a used watch or an old vintage Rolex, maybe you don't even like or want a used watch for that kind of money. So I think a homage is a very good way to get a similar looking watch. To round this off, I think that many people really exaggerate and that it is bad to buy a homage watch, but in my opinion I don't think it's bad at all. I think if you like a watch and don't have the money to buy the real thing, if you like a watch, you should really get it, because no one can tell you that this is a bad watch for you. And as long as it's not a replica watch, nobody can tell you that you shouldn't buy it. Yeah, some watches doesn't provide anything new to the market. If you find a watch you like for a cheap price, I think you should get it, even though it's a homage or not. Yeah, of course it's very nice to see an original design, and I in some cases prefer original designs, but with watches like these that cost so much to buy the real thing, I think this is really a great purchase. And watch like Steinert offers really great value as well. So yeah, please let me know what you think about this topic and what you think about homage watches in general, and tell me what you think about replica watches down in the comments. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe, and I see you in the next one.